Hi guys, welcome back on board of the Crypto Cruiser. It's me, Chris, and today we're going to talk about Polkadot, also known as DOT. What makes it unique? We're going to talk some fundamentals, what Polkadot is all about. We're going to talk some chart analysis, DOT compared to the dollar, and DOT compared to the Bitcoin chart. We're going to talk some traditional markets such as S&P 500. That's going to be a little bit of a preview of the market look ahead that, of course, I'm doing every Sunday. But today is going to be, of course, another market look ahead, what I'm anticipating for next week. But not only for the traditional markets such as S&P 500, of course, we're going to talk some Bitcoin because that's the godfather of all coins. This is the single biggest indicator of where all the rest of the crypto markets will go. So let's get started, guys. Let's just start with the Bitcoin chart, and so from let's just bring it back a little bit from November at price of around 66,000. We went all the way to almost 100,000. I mean, without any significant pullbacks, we had just a tiny one, which is not a big correction. And I've told you guys, either we're gonna go above 100,000, potentially to 104, 105,000, and then we're gonna have a pullback. I mean, um, I still think something like that is gonna play out. Of course, anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research, because as I've said, that's not a financial advice. Um, what else I wanted to tell you is that in my personal opinion, we are heading for a correction. Now, where this correction will go, is it possible to go to 80, between 80 to 85,000, pretty much go and test this previous yearly resistance line that acted as resistance in April of 2021 and November of 2021 and beginning of this year, and price of around 73,000 in March of this year of 2024. Potentially we can do something like that. Is it going to be too much of a correction? Let's see, but something like that, like a huge correction, it's actually needed for the overall trend, like a irregular correction. Let's just say we went above 100,000, we come back to 82, 85,000, and then we're gonna have huge upside momentum to prices of above 110,000 by the end of January of 2025. Then I'm anticipating a huge, massive correction to shake off some weak hands, and potentially we find the bottom, and then we're gonna have more continuation of the trend um, on the upside. This is just something, in my view. A lot of people are anticipating, oh, we're gonna crash. Be careful. Of course, anything is possible. This is just my personal opinion. I think this correction here from 13th of March till pretty much beginning of November gives us room to go much further than what it is now. I mean, let's see how exactly it's gonna play out. But this is just my view on the topic. When it comes to S&P 500, I was nothing but right, and I call this ABC correction on the downside. I call the V-shaped recovery. I mean, my very first video I think was a V-shaped recovery, and that's exactly what happened. Price of around 5,650. I've told you, I'm not gonna be surprised if we come back to this previous resistance line, acted twice as resistance in 15th of July, price of around 5,650, and acted again as resistance end of July, beginning of August, at price of around 5,550. And that's what we did. We dropped back the way I've told you. We tested this previous resistance line, we turned it into support, and we had more continuation of the trend. And potentially, I've told you we're gonna hit price of around 6,000. That's what we had. A little bit of a pullback to this local top at 5,850. That's what we did. We found support, and then we had more continuation of the trend. And I've told you, actually beginning last week, that I'm not going to be surprised if S&P 500 go above 6,100. Oh well, we almost got there. 6,000, 6,000. I mean, exactly to a T. Actually, I wanted to tell another thing, that we formed a reverse head and shoulders here from mid of July till mid of September. Measured from the head to the bottom, the price target should be above 6,250. So that's what I'm anticipating. This is where I think S&P 500 will go. So now, either I think we're going to consolidate for a few weeks, and then we're going to have more continuation of the trend, and potentially by the end of the year or early next one, we're going to go and test these prices of above 6,250, and and potentially even further than what it is. But let's just take one trade at a time and see how it goes. Let's just talk some Polkadot and what Polkadot is all about. Let's just look at the market cap chart of Polkadot. I mean, you have to just see what happened here. So, like basically, 6th of November, which was a month ago, the market cap was around 5 billion, and right now it's almost 16 billion. So that's over three x from from what it was. And I've told you that the Polkadot can be very explosive. Of course, I have to tell you guys, anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do it diligence and make your own research. Just the way Polkadot can go to above $100, that's exactly how Polkadot can go to even zero. Because no one can predict the future. No one knows exactly where Polkadot will go. So always be level-headed, open-minded, do your due diligence before you do anything, and take it from there. But you always have to make your own research. So let's just talk about Polkadot. I mean, Polkadot is an open source sharded multi-chain protocol that connects and secures a network of specialized blockchains, facilitating cross-chain transfer of any data or asset types, not just tokens, thereby allowing blockchains to be interoperable with each other. Polkadot was designed to provide a foundation for a decentralized internet of blockchains, also known as Web3. What, in my personal opinion, makes Polkadot super valuable is completely decentralized, and most of anything, it's very secure. It's a very secure network. I would say one of the most secure network out there. And what makes it secure is this four core components. The relay chain, Polkadot's heart, helping to create consensus, interoperability, and shared security across the network of different chains. Parachains, independent chains, they can have their own tokens and be optimized for specific use cases. Parathreads, similar to parachains, but with flexible connectivity based on an economical pay-as-you-go model. Bridges allow parachains and parathreads to connect and communicate with external blockchains like Ethereum. I mean, Polkadot, I think, has more upside momentum, and so far it's heading, it's bouncing quite well. The way I've anticipated, to be quite frank with you, and I'm anticipating higher market cap valuations and higher prices for Polkadot. The circulating supply, the total supply, is around 1.5 billion. So, in order for Polkadot to go above $100, that would be market cap of around 150 billion. Is that absolutely crazy? Well, we have to look what XRP did. XRP right now is around 120, 130 billion. Just pretty much, if a Polkadot goes to the same valuation that XRP is having at this particular moment, that'll be $100 for one dot. Is that potentially possible? Oh, let's give you another example. Back in 2021, Dogecoin reached 100 billion market cap. And right now, perhaps we're heading for a higher valuation, higher than 100 billion for Dogecoin. So is that potentially for Polkadot to do something like that? Since I'm giving you two examples of XRP and Dogecoin. Of course, Dogecoin is just a meme coin, but there's a lot of hype behind it. So a lot of people are thinking is very valuable. Plus, Elon Musk is supporting it. But it's not only that. Potentially, dealing of theory probabilities, this can potentially happen. Of course, not a financial advice. And when it comes to the chart analysis, this is something that what I'm anticipating. We had this huge falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern. We broke out of it, and we start testing this local top at price of around 10, almost $12. And we actually almost went there. So I'm not going to be surprised. I mean, it all depends on Bitcoin. If we start correcting next week, which I'm anticipating, then Polkadot potentially will drop a little bit further. But if we drop, I anticipate a huge bounce, like an immediate bounce. So I don't think the altcoins will drop. Of course, altcoins will drop significantly compared to the Bitcoin, but the bounce will be more significant than what Bitcoin will do. So if Bitcoin drops, let's say, I anticipate Polkadot to drop with it and then snap on the upside. What else I'd like to see, as I've said, take out this local top at around $12 and if I see a move like that, I'm not gonna be surprised. You have to see it. You have to basically from January 2021 till middle of February 20, so around a month and a half, from prices of around basically $4 50, we went to so 10x in a matter of month and a half. So if let's say this move has started, um, is it possible for us to go price of around $40 by in the immediate short term? I mean, this can be like our huge wave, and potentially if we drop in prices, like near previous all-time high, and then we have a bounce, take out this local top at price of around $55 and have full price discovery. Is it possible for us to go above $100 and potentially $120? I mean, this is not out of the question at market cap valuation of around 150 billion. I mean, that's something in the charts. So let's see how exactly it's going to play out. The other possibility is that we never actually break out of this local top at around $12. We'll form a huge M, and this is going to be our bearish pattern, and we drop further down, and Polkadot never recovers. That's also a possibility. But when we're in a bull market, the way we are right now, and Bitcoin hitting a price of above 100,000, I've told you some of the altcoins will go absolutely nuts, and they already did. And let's see how exactly it's going to play out. But my theory is playing out quite well. So let's see. When it comes dot compared to the BTC, this huge falling wedge, we broke out of it, and potentially we can go and test a price of around 8,000. And if we measure it from here, that's around 8x for what it is, and that's on Bitcoin terms. So that's at least 10x. So that's another confirmation that dot can go above $100. But let's see how this thing is gonna play out. It'll be interesting to see. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And if you want to really support my channel, you can subscribe to my Patreon. And for those of you who have subscribed to my Patreon, I mean, one of those coins is going absolutely nuts. I mean, let's see how it's going to continue. But so far, so good. Once again, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see each other later on. Goodbye.